trade-in year being 9 years old, okay, is that the vehicles obviously are built a lot better now than in the 90s. Vehicles will last a little bit longer. But all these vehicles, I mean, I'm looking at my trade-in sheet, and it's 160,000 miles, 175,000 miles. It used to be like 100 or 80 or maybe 60, but we're looking at 100, 120, 160. These cars are wore out. Now, what else is wore out? All the corporate fleets are wore out. You know, all these companies that have the air conditioning companies, the roofing companies, the municipalities, all these companies' fleets, man, they're all wore out too. It's just a matter of time when they feel comfortable with the government and the economy to where they come and have to buy. They have to buy cars. They just want to feel comfortable, job security, and feel comfortable about the economy, and they're going to come in here and buy cars. We're in 11 million car market right now. That means about 11 million new cars a year are sold. In 2006, it was 17 million. Okay, so we've had 6 million less cars sold since '06, and those people are driving older cars, and they have to come back and buy. So it's just a matter of time. And when you do all the things right, when you're ready and prepared, and you're the ultimate internet coordinator, it's going to be pretty easy, though. It's going to be pretty easy, you know.
Here's something else to play on what Van was just saying. It used to be the average trade-in, the average time period that someone would buy a new car, trade in, is about 3 to 5 years, you know, between whether it's a lease or it's a finance. That means that the trade-ins should be 3 to 5 years old or what have you. But if the trade-ins are averaging 9 years, that means there's pent up. There's pent up. It's like it's about to burst. It cannot. It's physics. It has to. Something's got to pop. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So again, it's starting now. The economy is definitely changing. It's way better now than it was 3 years ago.
Oh, absolutely.
Without a doubt. You know, and then we have an election coming up, which, believe it or not, is going to be a change. You've got to be prepared for when business starts coming back. You're going to be ahead of the curve. You're already ahead of the curve, which is, you know, not even being fully launched yet in this area. But my gosh, once this is in place and you're, you know, on all cylinders firing the right way, you're going to be absolutely unstoppable. And again, we went through a strategy I don't want to share right now. There is an end goal in mind with this, you know, strategy. We're not just trying to just, you know, play hungry, hippo, get mine. It's going to be very strategic what we're doing. Would you don't have to stuff details, but would you agree?
Absolutely. I mean, you know, Debbie said it this morning. It's been a long time since I thought big. Mm-hmm. You know, now I'm a big thinker, but I mean, if you guys can think big, you know, you need to think big. Why not? It doesn't cost you anything to think big. You know, you need to have a today plan, a week plan, a month plan, and a year plan, and a 3-year plan of where you want to go. You know, and think big, guys. You know, it's okay if you don't get there, but at least have a plan and work towards a plan. You'll be ahead of a lot of people.
Now, I want to redirect a little bit, because this could be really deep. Okay, I don't know how many people took psychology, sociology, communications. Again, you know, just spitting the numbers quickly. You know, there is a science of communication, 55% communication, visual perception, body language, 38% is sound and inflection, only 7% is, you know, text or words we use. 50% of what you say to somebody disappears as soon as you're done talking. 48 hours later, only 25% of that 50% remains, which is 12.5%. Follow me with this. There's a science of communication. If you understand the science of communication, you can know how to play the game. Email sells a phone call sells the appointment builds a relationship, product presentation, delivery. Rules of engagement are set in stone if you keep executing it the right way. That's one thing. Second thing, as I mentioned before, there's 3 different types of thinkers. Kinesthetic thinkers, which are touchy-feely, you know, visual thinkers, and then there's auditory thinkers. And this is deep, but certain words that you use, this is advanced stuff, certain words that you use kind of could trigger the cognitive thinking. So for example, if you profile somebody as an auditory thinker by the type of words that they're saying, you could turn around and actually choose specific different words to say that will actually have a more dramatic impact than not. There's also, you know, 4 different personality types. You know, the spectator, the analytic, and the socializer. This is real stuff. If you understand that, you're going to get to the point where you are executing like these phone calls amazingly. After a while of doing this, you're going to be able to, by what people are saying on the phone, you can start to build a profile in your head. You know, not a bad profile, but a real good profile. Because when you can profile somebody, wants, wishes, expectations, mind pattern, cognitive thinking, you could create a strategy in real time on how you're going to best meet that prospect's wants, needs, expectations, and how you get them to understand. Crazy, right? Be all you can friggin' be. This is totally different. If you want the things that other people don't have, you got to be willing to do the things that other people aren't willing to do to get them. You know, think about all the stuff we just talked about. Now you add in psychology, sociology, communications. This ain't just a car dealership. And man, I got to tell you, somebody is another one of the trainers said this, and I'm gonna admit that I say it, but I love the saying. They used to say all the time, selling cars isn't like rocket science. Selling cars isn't like something blah 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 blah. BS. With social media, video search engine optimization, all this stuff, the CRMs, the ILMs, online reputation management, sociology, psychology. Yes, damn straight. If you want to be successful, make a lot of money, yes, absolutely. It's not just a walk in the park. You just don't show up for attendance and get paid lots of money. Right or wrong?
Right.
You need to understand, that you have the opportunity to do whatever you want to do. Just execute. To go back to the training and the knowledge, I should say. So we talked about magazines. We talked about seminars. That's what we're going to do, seminars. Man, somebody came up to me and they said, I have a passion for this, but I don't know how to do this that well. And I'm going to tell you what I said. I said, you know what you can do? Think win-win. Not yet, because you negotiate only from a position of power, right? So what you should do is put some equity into the relationship. You can't just go to the bank and say, give me $5,000, unless you deposited $5,000, unless you're going to catch a Fed case, right or wrong.
Right.
So the idea is, do what you're going to do, extracurricular, and then once you put some emotional work equity into, what you're doing, then position power, then you go to advance. That's a great idea. How about this win-win thing? I'm feeling it. I think if you sponsor me, you put me to, typing school, or I'm making it up, that's not what she said, or you put me into SEO school, it's going to benefit both of us, because I have a passion for it, and I'll do it. Because, man, if you turn on and hire somebody that's certified in stuff already, they're going to cost you a lot more money, and they're not going to be mean. You know me, right? And now check it out. Watch this. And this is on video. This is funny as hell. That's the first pencil. Try to spot him, and he pays for the whole thing. If he pushed back, say, okay, how about we split it in the middle? How about you pay half, I pay half? And then if he says no, you make the decision yourself. Do I want to invest in myself or not? Do you see what I'm saying? That's the type of attitude that you need to have. Think win-win as well. So now, there's different types of seminars. There's a company called SkillPath. I have nothing to do with them. They're like the, basic, just really no frills, like really inexpensive. But even a broken clock is right twice a day. I've learned so many amazing things. That's Jay-Z. I know he stole it from that, but I heard that line. Even a broken clock is right twice a day. So these are really inexpensive workshops, like $100, like $140 or whatever it is. But they're not all day. They might be like 4 hours. They might be a day. Everything from typing to social media to interacting with people, goal setting, whatever.
What's the name of that?
It's not a site. It's a company called SkillPath. If you Google SkillPath seminars, how about this? You guys are all communicators now, orators. You, like LA says, paint pictures with your words. Worth 50 cents of that. I forget. But follow me on this. If that's what you do, then you need to be friggin' great at it. If you're a singer, like my wife, this is something that a lot of people don't know. My wife actually is training in classical opera with a Hungarian amazing opera person. Not that she's going to be singing opera, but it's the vocal ranges that she's got to do. It helps her with her pop star diva stuff. You know what I mean? So the idea, if you are communicating speakers, how are you developing that stuff? There's a club or a group called Toastmasters. Anybody heard of Toastmasters? They're very cheap. They're like $50 membership or something like that. It's like a gym. Like if you want to get diesel, you want to work out, you're going to go to the regular fitness gym. If you